Howdy howdy everybody. As you can see, I've got it set up this time with two canvases, and why I'm doing that is because I've done a painting that from Daniel Edmondson, which I'm going to copy, and though this one will be a lot more basic than the one that I'd have done for him. I've done this. You can put down the one if you wish, and then when you get down to this area here, well, you can just do it. But I suggest that you try to do it this way, and it will give you an understanding why I'm doing it. Anyway, I've got the mop brush, the script liner, the three badger hair, or four badger hair, and the three two flat brushes, and the filbert brush, and the little fan, and the one for putting the white on, and I've already covered it in white, liquid white, and I've also done a drawing. So what I suggest you do, if you're going to do this like that, you pause it now, get yourself fixed up, take a look at how I've done a quick drawing, and then we'll proceed from there. But I shall continue on and do it. But that's it, and I'll try to do a little bit better of getting out of the road and giving you better shots of the brush strokes. Right, so we'll start off with the colours are that I've put out as the same as previously, as the liquid white, the cadmium yellow, burnt sienna, very dark brown, Van Dyke brown, the sap green, the phthalo blue, and liquid white for putting on, and anything else we need the liquid white for. So I've just picked up some Van Dyke brown, and we're going to start up. Oh, I've started off the wrong again, haven't I? I'll get the other smaller brush, or the filbert brush, and put the sky in. Get up here, and we'll put up the sky. Now we've got it pretty dark up the top, so we'll pick up some of the titanium white, and thin it out and come down from there to make it, as we haven't got very much sky to play with. I'm sorry if I'm in your road again, but and when you get coming down, don't put the same pressure on your brush. Lighten off on the pressure on your brush, and that will give you a lighter colour as well. Trying to learn to stay out of your way. It's I know I've been a bit of a beast with this over over the last couple have been getting in your road, and I am trying to learn, because I'm just used to painting by myself. I'm not an instructor of any kind. I just enjoy dabbling in painting, and that's all. And you pick up a little bit more of the white, titanium white, and I'm going to put the normal streaks through at approximately 45-degree angle, and it gets that looking like the sky is going backwards, back into the going backwards. How can the sky go backwards, you twit? The sky back into the skyline. Righto, we've got that part done. We'll get the Van Dyke brown, and we'll come up onto the mountains. I'll leave the brush dirty for the present time, because I just want to get this hill in here done. I'm trying to start at the top of the hill and pull forward, not down, pull forward across the painting like that, to give the illusion that the that the hills are running down and forward. We'll come back to these a little later on, and get the hills a little bit more more correct. We're just going to pull this one down. Pick up a bit more of the Van Dyke brown, pull it forward, give it the illusion that the hills are running down and through. These are the background mountains, and then we've got a closer mountain here that runs down into this area here. So I'm going to cut it there, and as I'm getting phone calls, so I'll come back to you shortly. Righto, daughter. So we'll get this hill here, this mountain range here. Oops, that was dark, wasn't it? I've really darkened that one up, and darken this one slightly more than what this other one is. up a bit, slightly bit more of the Van Dyke brown, and come forward to make it about approximately the same colour as what this one is here, and that will distinguish the two mountains, ranges or mountains, or distinguish the mountain from this hillside here. Now we're going to, and in this area here you can see how I've just come over here and down there and tried to distinguish. There's two different parts of that mountain. And we'll do it again by pulling up and around, and that will give you another part of the hill there. And we'll come down onto the flat and flatten out your brush just slightly more, and we can come across this side here and create the same effect. There, we'll just flatten this out slightly, not flatten it out, spruce the, take the lines out of the work, of the paint. And you'll see that I've touched these up again slightly. This one here is closer than what those are, and we're going to take them back at a righto. We just get with the same brush, give the brush a bit of a wipe with the get the bit of the dark out. Pick up a bit of the sienna. We're going to put that in here to distinguish another set of land. You'll notice that I use that zigzagging effect. I find it very acceptable to do this in, and I get a better run with my paint for some reason that way, and it also doesn't put down a complete thick paint. You'll see why short as we go through, why I'm not actually really over concerned about covering these sections here. I'm sorry if I jumped in front of you again. A bit of a slant here, so we're using the slant of the brush as well. Now if you just have set up the one canvas or sheet, as I should call it, as you can see why I wanted you to do this, but we'll just keep on going on, and you can pause if you want to. Trying to indicate a rolling bit here. Just trying to connect the grounds, and so that we can just get that fading look as the grounds join into each other. Right, we'll leave it. Leave that one off with that the big flat brush, and we'll put that in the baby oil, and we'll pick up Should I use that one or that one? I think I'll use the smaller flat, because we're going to, we've got a, when we got some white there and some blue like the sky, mix them slightly together. I just want to try to put a indication of some now all I'm just virtually doing here is just scuffing that blue and white across the top of the mountain to give an indication of where I want some snow to go, and we'll come back with a bit more of the white, titanium white, and we'll just using the tip of the brush to just indicate some snow on these off the back ranges. I'm not using the palette knife at the present time, mainly because I haven't showed anybody the way that I use it. Pick up a bit more titanium white, and we'll just put a touch on top of the hill, the range, picking up a little bit of the dirty colour, but we'll pick up a little bit more of the titanium white and come back in here and just give an indication of the coming down the mountain a little bit more. Just touching the brush on the canvas. Yeah, I'll have a look at that shortly, and if I don't like it, well, I'll take it off. I'm going to step back and have a look at it. Doesn't look too bad. Now, of course, if we're going to go into the painting further, we'd do some touch-ups in here with different colours and that, but I don't want to start doing things like that until we're ready. So and if you're game enough and want to go ahead, you do it. But all I'm doing is just showing you how I was sort of given the option to do when I started, just to take things easy. And I've learned in the 18 months, and especially in the last 6 months or so, or last month really, that rushing things does not help you at all. Alright then, I'm going to leave it there, and we'll come back shortly. Righto, back again. And in the meantime, while I've been out, I've cleaned my the 3 brushes that I've used. I've cleaned them out, and I've put them in the baby oil. And if you're just watching for the first time, the baby oil, instead of using turpentine all the time, I use baby oil to clean my brushes out, and then at the end of the day I can get a small amount of turpentine, odourless turpentine solvent, and then clean the brushes out then. So we're picking up some Van Dyke Brown and some sap green together, mixing that on the brush or on your palette. You've got a good amount on the brush. Now we're going to go back into this area here, and we're going to just touch the edge of the brush for some trees into the background. Now I don't know how that's coming up. Not the best by the looks of it, but I hope that you can see on your painting how well it's coming up. I don't want to get too much brightness in the paint. We shall try to make it a little bit more outstanding for you. And now you can see it. That's how it's coming out. It's just looks like pencil pines back there, or what I call pencil pines, but in other countries it could be any other sort of pine, or just pine trees. Let's put it down to that. And we'll go across the other side over here and do virtually the same thing, but when we come to the base of the hill here, we will put in some little more representable trees. So we'll zoom back out. Whoops, lazy Maisie, and alright, we'll continue on to the other side with the virtually the same colour. Getting a little bit more distinct as we come over this side. Scattered pine trees. Alright, now we're going to pick up some brighter green, sap green, less dark brown or sienna, and we'll bring in some representation of more trees here. Just using the edge of the fan brush. Not going across on any set line or anything like that. Stagger them, put them all over the place, but make sure that you keep on picking up a bit of more paint every now and then, because as you come forward it is going to change the colour of the tree. We're getting a little bit, we'll add a little bit of the white in there. Just a smidgen. Right, we've got a mark there like that. Now we'll get the edge of the brush, the tip, and we'll make a little pine there. Just touch. Represent a tree. There we go. There we are. See how that's looking. Once again, my camera's out a bit far. Yeah, that's not the best, is it? So we'll darken that up a little bit, and then we'll come back and highlight it later on. Alright? a little bit of green and a little bit of dark sienna, and we'll put some across this area here so we don't have to show every tree. And we'll come up here and put some more in. Just make sure you get a little bit darker as you come forward onto this area here. Alright. Load your brush up pretty well, because we're going to put in a couple of trees here to right. Start at the top, just touch. Now the other side, back. Get a little bit wider as we come down. Now, I know I haven't really shown you how to do trees as yet, but it's just something that we've got to try, and you'll get better at it a little later. Been a while since I've painted these trees as well. Dab there. Another one just here, in between. Righto, we're going to put a little bit of a touch of greenery around in here. Not a, just a touch of grass. We're going to come back in a minute and put some rock shapes along here. Righto, we'll just take a little bit of a look forward, pan forward and see what it looks like up there. The white area there is, we'll fill that in, but that is where the tape is. But we're going to put some rocks into this area down in here and across in here, and when we start off down in here we'll be putting a heap of rocks through there and then coming down into the water line. There we are. We'll just concentrate on that part for a while. Now I'm just going to wipe this off, and then I'm going to, what I'll do is shut down now and I'll clean my brush, and we'll come back with the filbert brush and put in some rock shapes. How's it going? I must apologise, the camera run out of steam, the batteries, and I was playing around and doing this, and I noticed that it had stopped, but I had done some work in this area here, so I apologise for that. But you can see that all it was is just a touch up in the general areas, and not a great deal has been done. And now I'm going to go down into this portion down in here, the bottom portion, and fix that and do that part. I'll just pull in so you can actually see the drawing there. It's no great detail. All it is a bank and a big river running through, and over the other side there's another bank which we'll do now. Alright, we'll start down in this area here, and we'll do the rocks and that in here, and later on we'll do it back up there as well. So just going to pick up the small badger filbert, and I just want to show you to start off with how to make stones on this area here. It's a very simple method. You get on your brush, you get on this side you get a light colour, and on the other side you get a dark colour. Such I'll be using the Van Dyke brown and the dark sienna, and the movement of the rocks is just a quick move with the wrist, like that. In other words, with this brush it's like that, a quick move with the brush. We've got the on both sides, and we'll just start over here, and it's just a quick movement like that. That's the shape of your rock, and if you want it highlighted a bit more or better, you can get a bit of white onto the mixed into the sienna, and that's how you make your little stones and rocks and that along there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the Van Dyke brown, and going to come down into this area here. Pulling down at an angle, you get that slope on the bank. Just load your brush up and keep on painting along the bank. You can't go too far without reloading your brushes, and you can't paint without paint on your brushes. So there's one chappie I used to watch, or I still do watch on occasions. He would always be saying that his students used to say, "What do I do now? What do I do now? I run out of paint." And he used to say, "Well, you run out of paint, you run out of paint. Reload, reload." Well, that's how we used to go on. But he was a good teacher in in art, in his wet on wet techniques. But at the present time, where I'm not doing the wet on wet, I'm just doing a very basic painting. And my titanium white, not titanium, my liquid white is sort of dried out on me, and it's making things a little bit harder, but we'll get there. Not creating too much problem. Now what we're going to, in this bit here, I'm going to make it a sandy looking colour, so we're going to get a bit of the sienna, bring over to the side, pardon me, and some titanium white, mix that together to make a very almost to the pink side of brown it is. Just a touch of the cadmium brought into it. You don't want to make it too much of the cadmium in it, because it can sort of turn it to a greeny side if you're not watching it. Pardon me. His throat. Work it back into the back of the to the back of the bank there, and you can see that by doing that you can work the colour slightly forward, so it's no great big fast change in colour. But, just put a couple of streaks across that with that colour, and well, when we're touching up the bank again a little later, we can utilise that as well. Now just get some sap green on the brush as well, and we'll come over this side and we'll do a soon notice that by bringing that green onto your brush, you've got a dirty, greeny brown. So we can, it's mixing the paints together, and you've got no actual control of what actually comes onto the canvas. Now what I'm going to do now is that I'm just going to get the the big brush and get some just clean that off a bit, get some of the brush marks out. Alright, we'll just put some one of the brushes that we cleaned out before, what's happened there? Get the big one. One of those brushes went hard on me for some reason, and it's sitting in the oil. Maybe it wasn't sitting in it properly. Right, you'll see these marks here. They'll end up being trees, the tops of pine trees. But we'll just get some blue onto the brush, and we'll both sides, and we'll just come through here. And put the blue of the river through here, or the lake, whatever you like to call it. Pushing it into the canvas. If it goes like that, just pick up some of the titanium white on your brush. Then we'll go through and fill all that in, and I'm going to turn off now, and when I come back I'm going to have all that filled in, and we'll start on to what we are going to do next. Alright then, catch you shortly. But as I said, I've filled this area in here for the water. I haven't done anything else other than that. I'm going to fill in some some white stony pile here, and that was in that painting, and a couple of 2 or 3 trees there. Then I'm going to come down onto this side here and finish up. Picking up some sienna and some white, titanium white, dark sienna, and a little bit of white, not quite as pale as that. I'm just going to put in some rocky area just in here. And all it was is just a big pile of rocks just there. Virtually that's all we're going to do there, and we'll come back and put some I've got a little bit of black on, very dark brown there, so I'll just dab that on, make it look like got a pile of rocks there. I'll come back and put some highlights on that after. Now we're going to pick up some very dark brown, Van Dyke brown, and some titanium white with a bit of burnt sienna. Right, we're going to come through here and we're going to put on some stones. A bit of problem here. No, we'll sort it out, no worries. I'm just picking up a slightly heavier lot of paint at the present time, just to give it a look of a lot of rock there. Come back and just put a dab around. Here and there to give it a little bit of a highlight in that area there. Righto. I'm going to pick up a slightly bigger velvet brush and hog hair, and get some green on it, and we're going to put a couple of trees in that area there and down in here, and we'll see how the time's going, because I looks like I'm running well and truly overtime here, but I suppose it doesn't matter if we have an extra episode in this one. We load up the with a fair amount of titanium. I've got titanium on the brain. Sap green on one side and just a smidge on the other, and we'll come over here and we'll just dab, 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 dab. Make a little tree out of him. Make another one out of him. One out of him. Now on that side, this side over here, it's all pine, so we'll And I get some sap green on your fan brush, and we'll pick some more up. Using the corner right at the edge of the painting, put in a thing that looks like a pine tree. Pine trees there, and we'll just put a bit of grass in there. And don't forget, these are very, very basics. We're not trying to do any magical things at the present time. We're just doing a very, very basic painting, and that's all we're trying to do. Now we've got 3 pine trees in here, 4 pine trees. Just a tap. Tap on either side. Slightly getting bigger as you come down. That's just your base. Get your script liner. Get some either oil or odorless terps, and pick up a very dark brown and roll on your on the script liner. Roll it in your very dark brown until you pull it out until you've got a very fine edge like that, and just give it a run through at odd spots here. You don't have to be able to see it completely. Better off probably picking up the solvent and doing it, as it'll make it that little bit easier to put on. And then get your depending on what sort of knife you got, you could get your knife and run it up the middle of the the pine, just like that, without anything on it. Just get it where you've made your mark and just run it all the way through it. Just defining it a little bit better. Now just pick up some of the sap green and a touch of titanium, cadmium yellow, so you're going to put a little bit of highlight on these ones here. Touch it down, just follow it down, don't cover it all, for goodness sake, leave some gaps. Well, you've got your script liner there and the very dark brown on that. Just roll it back in again, and we'll come back over the other side, and we'll put some of the and this side one. A bit of a squiggly old one. While you got the highlight there in your hand as well, just pick up a little bit of darker highlight, and either use the fan or brush that you can use, and just touch it, give it a little bit of a highlight. Make this one a little bit brighter. Make him come back into under the ground. Alright. There. Sit him into the ground. Sit this one into the ground. Get a bit of dark green. Come back here. A little bit of green around. There. Come in here, touch up the bank area. Wherever else you want to hide, give a bit of extra paint to. There we are. And that is it. All the brushes into the baby oil, and we'll take this off. Ooh. Come on. And there we are. We'll have a bit of a scan through to show you the full thing. We'll pull in, go across, start working our way down. There we are. There's your painting. I hope you enjoyed. You can either make that and keep that as a full painting by just filling in this little area here, or you can make two separate paintings out of it. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch up with you again a little later on. All the best now. Hi, I've just put some base paint down to do a painting by myself and for myself. I just thought I'd show it to you, and I may give you some more glimpses of it as I go through. But also, if you want, you can take a copy of it and paint it and see how you do it. Sky, hill area behind at the rear there, with it's got a flat area coming up onto a bank. I haven't decided what to do in there yet. And this area coming through there is going to be a road, and trees. This area through here that you can see is the shadows of the trunks and the trees here. Of course, there will be some shading down in this area here, but yeah. So I'll just thought I'd give you a visual of that, and also when I've started putting the some paint down, and when I get through it and into it, I'll come back and show you the progress, and we'll go from there. Thanks very much. We'll catch up with you a little bit later. Hello. This is about an hour after I started. I've got the hill in here, and I've got my directional strokes put in, curving around, and this area here is where there was a landslide that happened to remind me about it, and just the directional strokes for the field through here and run through here. The river bank, of course, and the flow of the river goes that way. And these trees here, there's some directional strokes in that, and this land here, directional strokes along here to make the the bank lift up that way and the road running, and the shadow running this way. And so that's about an hour and a half. As I said, I'm a slow painter and I take my time about things, and I'm taking greater time these days in doing it. So that's the first layer of paint. I'm just going to leave that now until this afternoon, and I'll may attempt to do a little bit more, but and I hope that when I come back the next time that I've got some of the thicker paints laid on, and giving a good indication of what the whole scene is going to end up looking like. So there we are. I'll catch you later. Hi, how's it going? Well, I'm about halfway, 3/4 of the way through. I've started to set up the thick paint back into this area here and here. Started to put some thick paint onto the tree areas, and have put the fast flowing river in, and I've done the sky in a thick type paint, and it doesn't look too bad at the present time. We'll go in and have a bit of a closer look. You can see where the thick paint has started. I've started to put the thick paint in. Got some bush forms down in the bottom. A dirt road coming up to, and then there's a bitumised road. I'll put the line on that later on, but there we are. I'll give you another look at the finishing, or I might even give you a bit of a look as we go through. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch up with you later. Hi, how's it going? 3 days and it is completed. I'll zoom forward and give you a closer look at the at the build-up of the painting on the tree area there, and we'll come over here and we'll try to explain a little bit about the painting. This hillside here is in New South Wales, around my hometown area. I've made up the trees here and this area through here that used to be, or still is, a railway track that runs around there. The black substances on the in the hills, coal shale. They've opened the coal area up around it over the last few years. The river, of course, is not. It is there, but it's nowhere near as big as that. It's only a trickle through there, and the road does travel to certain parts of this area here, but nowhere near like this. But so it's all made up there, and we've got the trees and the shade coming across the land here, and the dark parts across here are the shades, and the trees, and I've left the sky as it was. So all in all, I'm quite happy with it. I've signed it down here differently than I normally did. I've got Ned Baker, signed it Ned Baker instead of 41 Ned like I normally do. I was that chuffed at it, so yeah. It's I enjoyed the last 3 days doing it, taking my time, and it's come out, and I think it's paid dividends. I'll zoom back into the sky area and then walk you through the let you see the full painting in a zoom in. And that's the sky area coming down into the back hill area there. Now, that right in the middle there, that was where a landslide happened in goodness gracious me, it must have been in 1952, I suppose it would have been. The mountain just gave way one night and everybody heard it and wondered what it was, and next morning we woke up and that's what happened. Shade underneath the trees there. And I think we can pull back. There we are. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next time I do some basic painting, a demo on basic painting, and all the best, and we'll catch you up a little later. Thanks very much for watching.